TRT World's editor-at-large Ahmed Al-Barai joins me now from Istanbul. Hi, Ahmed. So how was the trip in Africa?
Well, it was described by the African people we've had this chance to speak to a historic trip, as President Erdogan in 2014 was the first Turkish president to make an official visit to Africa. And you know, Turkey's interest in developing the relations with Africa started to pick up after President Erdogan and his party took power in 2002. And since 2003, the trade volume increased by 300% at least. Now, in the recent visit, President Erdogan visited 4 different countries, starting in Algeria, moving to Mauritania and Senegal, and then Mali. Now, the main issue of the visit was to boost the economic bilateral trade deals between these countries. And he succeeded in striking different deals, like 1 billion deal for petrochemical plant here in Turkey in Adana. Also 7 deals of different agricultural sectors were struck. So the whole trip was a success in terms of boosting the bilateral relations, in terms of the economy, in terms of increasing even the number of the embassies. In 2009, the number of the embassies, of Turkish embassies in Africa, increased from 10 to 39, and the embassies here in Ankara in Turkey increased from 12 to 30. So this is a major progress between Turkey and the continent, and Erdogan, the government, are increasingly interested in developing this more and more.
So what about security cooperation between Africa and Turkey? I believe fighting terrorism and human trafficking was also discussed.
Of course, basically in Senegal, the government, President Erdogan started talking about the FATO organization that is mainly accused here in Turkey by orchestrating the coup attempt in 2016. And they were talking about handing over or shutting down the schools that were used by this organization as a platform to indoctrinate the followers, to orchestrate more plans or schemes against Turkey. And it seems that at least 70 of these schools in 10 different African countries have been completely handed over to Ma'arif Foundation, that is the educational organization of Turkey, to replace the FATO organization. Also in Somalia, you remember in 2016, the military base was opened by Turkey with a budget of $50 million in order to fight terrorism in that region. So it's not only trade, it's also fighting terrorism in different parts of the continent.
Many thanks for that, Ahmed Al-Barai there.